And now another dispatch from the so-called free state of Florida, as Ron DeSantis is at it again. When the Florida legislative session begins this week, he will continue his war on teachers teaching, facts about the true history of this country, both the good and the bad, in the absurd Republican obsession with one of their favorite boogeymen, critical race theory.
What we're going to be doing in this upcoming legislative session, we're going to give parents the ability to go in and get legal relief if they're not following our state standards with respect to history and government. And I think empowering parents to be involved, making sure parents have a right to inspect the curriculum. And it's not just about critical race theory. I mean, there's a lot of other inappropriate content that can be smuggled in by public schools.
And what does old Ron think is being smuggled in? Perhaps teachers are trying to smuggle in more copies of Toni Morrison's books before they get banned. Or maybe that teachers go against his state standards for history and government by sharing that Trump, while thin-skinned, actually lost the 2020 election. Not allowed. But instead of worrying about feeding his base fake crises in the schools, he should be handling the one that is literally ravaging his state right now. Florida continues to break records for COVID infections, and hospitalizations are going back up. The state is distributing COVID tests to teachers, but one county is reporting that the ones they received were expired. This follows the bombshell admission by DeSantis last week that the state had about 1 million COVID tests expire without being used. How comforting that must be for the teachers of Florida. DeSantis does not seem to be too concerned, as he and his notorious Surgeon General have been on a crusade against testing, recently making this absurd claim that he thought would back up his case.
Think about it. Before COVID, did anyone go out and seek testing to determine if they were sick?
Yes, Ron, you bum. It's called preventive care. It's what you do in this country to get ahead of a potential illness rather than waiting until your situation gets worse. Florida offers testing for a host of medical issues, including HIV and other STDs. And maybe Ron has heard about, colonoscopies and mammograms that can detect various cancers. His wife was one of the more than 300,000 women in the United States who was diagnosed with breast cancer last year. Now, fortunately, she appears to be on the road to recovery, and we wish her well. But she told all of us that she only found out about it because of early screening, AKA testing. And that is why Ron DeSantis, you are tonight's absolute worst for the second time already in this brand new year. And up next,